To Ukraine now, where efforts to evacuate more people from Mariupol have reportedly been delayed by Russian shelling. More than 100 civilians were rescued from the city's besieged steel plant yesterday, but many more have been unable to leave. Rebecca Barry has the story.
The sound says it all. Relief at being reunited. A surprise for our father, she says. The Russian Ministry of Defence released this footage, apparently showing some of the civilians evacuated from Mariupol in recent days. Russia claims some voluntarily decided to stay in Russian-controlled areas. The rest, they say, handed over to the UN and Red Cross. Yesterday, we saw some of those who spent weeks in darkness finally surface. Around 100 women and children rescued from the tunnels beneath a steel plant that's been besieged by Russian forces. But hundreds of civilians remain trapped. We all hope this operation to save civilians will continue, says an Azov regiment commander from a bunker beneath the plant. We hope they'll save our injured fighters too, he says, and there are more people under the rubble, the elderly, women and children. The first group of evacuees are due to make their way northwest to Ukrainian-held Zaporizhia, but the road to get them this far has been long and tense. And still the battle continues. The Ukrainian military shared this video, it says, showing 2 Russian patrol boats being destroyed in the Black Sea. While a narrow ceasefire may have secured safety for some, north of Mariupol, the fighting goes on. This footage from the Russian military, a reminder of its intentions for Ukraine. And so every day, families pay the ultimate price of this conflict. Each new grave, an ending that came too soon.
Well, Rebecca is in Lviv for us. Rebecca, we saw those scenes of joy at the start of your report, but what about those still trapped?
Well, both sides have a stake in the success of this evacuation. The Russians claim it was carried out at the initiative of President Putin himself, so you can only assume he won't want to see it fail. But it saw hundreds of civilians remain trapped underground at the steel plant, and according to Ukrainian sources, the shelling continued after yesterday's evacuation. That operation was carried out after weeks of difficult negotiations, countless meetings, proposals and phone calls, according to President Zelensky, until finally this weekend, for the first time, a successful ceasefire that saw the first 100 women and children being allowed out into safety. Previously, we'd seen multiple failed attempts. Many times we were told there would be a safe corridor, and each time that failed to materialise. So now, although this is clearly a positive development within this conflict, there remains uncertainty and concern about what happens next.